Have you ever received a love letter that sent chills down your spine, not because of romantic excitement but due to sheer terror? Let's delve into the tale of a woman who, on a seemingly ordinary Valentine's Day, began receiving anonymous love letters. These letters, at first glance, were dipped in the essence of romance. Sweetly worded confessions and promises of adoration that seemed to make her heart flutter. But as the days rolled on, the sweetness began to curdle. The romance turned sour, and the letters took on a more sinister tone. Imagine the dread that crept into her heart as each new letter arrived. The once charming admirer now seemed to be an ominous presence lurking in the shadows. The love notes steadily morphed into threats, each one more menacing than the last. As if the writer's affection had twisted into a dangerous obsession, her days became a blur of fear and anticipation, her nights filled with nightmares of faceless stalkers and haunting words. The suspense was unbearable. She needed to unmask this secret admirer turned tormentor. She enlisted the help of the authorities, her friends, and even a private investigator, but the admirer remained as elusive as a wisp of smoke. Each passing day, the threats escalated, pushing her to the brink of despair. Then, on another Valentine's Day, a year after the first letter, a breakthrough came. The discovery was more terrifying than she could have ever imagined. The secret admirer was not a stranger from the shadows, but someone from her own circle, a trusted friend who had been hiding a dark obsession beneath a veneer of friendship. The realization struck her like a bolt of lightning, leaving her trembling with shock and disbelief. The chilling revelation of the secret admirer's identity left a mark on her heart forever, a mark far from love. A love letter, a symbol of affection and longing, had become a harbinger of fear. This Valentine's Day tale serves as a chilling reminder that love can sometimes take a dark and twisted turn. What if a beautiful symbol of love turned into a horrifying emblem of death? Picture this. A man, a loving husband, stumbles upon a rose on Valentine's Day. Not your ordinary rose, mind you. This one's a spectacle with crimson petals so deep they mirror the hue of fresh blood. A perfect gift, he thinks, for his beloved wife. But this tale, my friends, is not one of love and romance. It's a story where love intertwines with fear, where a symbol of passion morphs into a chilling sign of impending doom. So our husband, with the rose in hand, returns home, eager to surprise his wife. She's delighted, of course, but as she reaches to take the rose, a thorn pricks her finger. A tiny drop of her blood seeps into the rose, and that's when things start to take a sinister turn. The rose seems to come alive, its petals pulsating as if it had a heartbeat of its own. The couple shrugs off the eerie occurrence, attributing it to their overactive imagination. But as the days roll by, the strange happenings escalate. Objects move on their own, the rose appears in places where it was not left, and a chilling draft seems to follow them around the house. The wife, once so smitten by the rose, now dreads its very presence. She's convinced that the rose is cursed, that her blood has awakened something dark and malevolent. The husband, skeptical at first, soon realizes the truth. They're living in the shadow of a curse born out of a rose that bled. But how does one break such a curse? They search for answers, delving into folklore, consulting spiritualists, trying every possible solution to rid themselves of the haunting rose. The suspense builds as they grapple with the terror that has invaded their lives. Sleepless nights, constant fear, and the ever-present rose, a chilling reminder of the curse that binds them. One day, in a desperate attempt, they decide to burn the rose. As the flames consume the crimson petals, they feel a sudden release, a lifting of the heavy dread that had been suffocating them. The strange occurrences cease, the chilling drafts disappear, and they finally breathe a sigh of relief. They had broken the curse, surviving a horror that had threatened to consume their lives. But even as they move on, the memory of the rose lingers. The once symbol of love, the red rose, was now a haunting reminder of the terror they had experienced. Love, they learned, is not always about passion and romance. Sometimes it's about surviving the horrors that life throws at you together, and that, my friends, is the tale of the rose that bled. Imagine going on a Valentine's Day date only to find out it was your worst nightmare. Picture this. A young couple, hearts brimming with the thrill of young love, decide to celebrate their Valentine's Day in a unique, adventurous way. Instead of the usual candlelit dinner or a movie, they choose an abandoned house for their rendezvous. But this is not any ordinary house. It's cloaked in whispered tales of ghostly sightings and unexplained happenings, a place that the locals avoid after dark. Yet, for this audacious duo, the allure of the unknown proves irresistible. As they step into the house, the air around them changes. It's colder, and there's a sense of unease that they brush off as mere imagination. They explore the dilapidated rooms, their laughter echoing through the eerie silence. Yet, as the minutes tick by, the joviality fades. The house begins to reveal its true colors. They hear soft whispers when there's no one around, the flicker of shadows in the corner of their eyes, a chill that seeps into their bones, making their smiles waver. The girl clings to her date, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and excitement. The boy, trying to mask his own apprehension, assures her it's all part of the experience. But as they delve deeper into the house, the phenomena escalate. Doors slam shut on their own, cutting off their escape routes. Objects move with a mind of their own. The whispers grow louder, morphing into wails that send shivers down their spines. Their shared adventure swiftly transforms into a living nightmare. Their laughter now replaced by gasps of fear, they decide to leave. But the house, it seems, has other plans. They find their way blocked, every exit mysteriously sealed. Panic sets in, their hearts pounding in sync with the house's haunting rhythm. They realize they're not alone, that the rumors were not just stories. They're trapped in a haunted house on Valentine's Day. Fueled by adrenaline, they scramble to find a way out. Each chilling encounter, each spine-tingling moment strengthens their resolve. They were brought together by love, but now, it's fear that binds them. Every creak, every shadow, every whisper pushes them closer to the edge, their shared ordeal blurring the line between reality and the supernatural. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, they break free, stumbling out into the cold night. Their Valentine's Day date ends with them safe, but forever changed. Their youthful innocence replaced by a haunting memory that would be etched into their minds, a chilling reminder of their brush with the supernatural. Their Valentine's Day date was indeed memorable, but for all the wrong reasons. Valentine's Day, a day of love and romance, yet for some, it became a day of horror and fear. We've journeyed through 3 chilling tales that have left us with a shudder, a palpable sense of dread that lingers in the air. Each story, a testament to the strange and terrifying events that can unfold even on a day that's traditionally celebrated with roses, chocolates, and heartfelt confessions of love. First, we encountered the unnerving tale of the love letter, a testament to the terror that can lie beneath the surface of the seemingly ordinary. A love letter that was meant to be a sweet gesture of affection, but instead became a vehicle of unspeakable horror. The fear that it evoked, the terror that it instilled, was something that went far beyond the norm, turning a symbol of love into something nightmarishly terrifying. Then, we delved into the story of the rose that bled, a beautiful flower, a symbol of love and passion, turned into a horrifying omen, a curse that brought about a chilling series of events, a horror that bled into reality from the realms of the supernatural. The rose, a timeless symbol of Valentine's Day, became a conduit for a terror that was as real as it was inexplicable. Finally, we ventured into the tale of the haunted date, a seemingly perfect Valentine's Day rendezvous that spiraled into a frightful encounter with the unknown, a date that was meant to be a celebration of love, but instead became a chilling brush with the supernatural. These 3 stories, each unique in their horror, share a common thread, the stark contrast of fear and love. They remind us of the irony that even on a day meant for love and warmth, fear and horror can find a way to seep in, casting a chilling shadow over the festivities. These tales remind us that even on Valentine's Day, horror can find a way to make its presence felt. So next time when you celebrate love, remember to keep an eye out for the lurking shadows of fear.